Checking. I'm trying to find it on Rumble. I don't know. I can't find it on Rumble at the moment. I'm not sure why I can't find it on the account. We don't have an about page too. We gotta fix that stuff. Then everything looks so beautiful. All right, I think we're done. Yeah, live on X at least. Looks good.
Rumble heeft problemen, man. Let me check.
Yeah?
X verified, yes?
Huh?
X verified for sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, Rumble is een beetje
I
raar.
can see it now.
Rumble's live?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
Huh?
X verified.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. What's up, people? All right, Sunday session, welcome. Today we're gonna chat about very simple, quick stuff. Don't worry, nothing too big. I don't want to bombard your minds with too much information on this beautiful Sunday. We are working on the very first feature film made by ARC. We are having a lot of fun doing that. It's an incredible process, the coolest process we've been through so far. I wanted to start this show to just have this timeline where I consistently have to show up every single day and we can see and I can share all the things that I am learning. So I am now first gonna put this off so I can fully focus. Guys, a lot of cool things are happening and the world is changing with extreme speed. I just wanted to give a big shout out to Farza that really showcases exactly how, where can I see the chat? I can see the chat somewhere.
Restream?
Yep, I see it.
Yes.
I'm now officially a professional streamer. Say hi in the chat if you're here. Quite simple situation actually. I had this beautiful live stream the first time, and someone asked, hey, how do you start building workflows? How do you start exploring all these AI tools and use them to your advantage? Or more importantly, how do you make money? And this is the perfect example. Here, Farza is showing how he built a tool where that's basically Jarvis, where you can just chat to it with voice. It's kind of like Glitch 2. The only thing you have to do is chat and it will control your entire computer. Now, it did 1.1 million views, but more importantly, it's the amount of people that see it and the amount of people that give their respect and the amount of people that you can get to meet. Developer demos full voice control for Mac using new OpenAI model. It's even a headline, 1.1 million views. But we also see the co-founder of OpenAI responding or quote retweeting it. And this showcases actually this phenomenon that Elon Musk created by buying Twitter and turning it into the platform that it is today, where the world is a completely open space. It was quite hard to get in contact with people, right? You had to quite literally fly somewhere to meet someone and wait in front of their house the entire day or get introduced through one way or another. But now you can just use tools available, use them to your own interpretation, show the world, and get in contact with co-founders of billion-dollar companies. Okay. Now, what I do want to say is, in this age of AI, everything that this tech does for us is level the playing ground. Farza is an incredibly talented man, but anyone can do this. And I'm not saying this to bring down what he has created. I am saying this because it is the truth. You can open your terminal, you can put $20 on a Claude API or a GPT console, and you can just start to chat to it. Then you can say, yeah, but what do I do when I have questions, when I don't understand something? Well, that is the thing about AI. You can ask it. And that's how I did it, right? 3.5 years ago, ChatGPT came out. I got an email. I signed up to be a beta user. And I'm sure I'm one of the first in my country that used it. And I opened the laptop, I tested it, and I dropped out of school the same week. The reason why I did this is because I was super sure that this was going to be the next technical revolution, and I didn't want this to pass and then in 20 years, 30 years say, wow, I could have been part of that journey. So I wanted to go all in, and I did, kind of a bet. You can say it's a bold move. I didn't really think it was a bold move. I think it was quite common sense. And I just started to use the tools. The tools were impossible to use. You could write a thread with it, but everyone could see from miles away that you were using ChatGPT to write the thread. And slowly more tools were released to us. And that's the only thing I did. I tested it. I tested its limits. I tried system prompts the first time that was possible. I tried to optimize the memory system the first time that got released. Because I remember a time where memory within chats, memory across chats was a dream. It was impossible. And this only 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And now we have 1 million contexts with Claude Opus 4.8. Sounds quite dystopian, don't you think? Now, how you start is exactly like this. You chat to the model, you try to solve one specific thing. I will try to find an example of what I built. Okay, I will give you a very simple example. We are writing scripts, but I want to become a better script writer along the way, right? I want to become a script writer that also understands the science behind scripts. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, how do you structure it? How do you introduce characters? How do you world build without bombarding the audience with too much information? Now, with AI, I was able to compile all the research on these things and create workflows to A/B test certain structures, read them, rewrite them, test it on the screen, show people, read them out loud, present them. And that's how I started, very simple, right? And then slowly but surely I found workflows to turn script into, I found workflows to turn scripts into prompts, and to turn prompts into images, and then to turn images into videos. And then I figured out workflows to put those videos together and stitch it together. I found workflows to extract sound. I found workflows to, all of this without any technical knowledge. The only thing I did was try to solve an issue that I have. You can't be going around trying to solve an issue that you are not facing on a daily basis, right? We had one problem in the company because we're running a company. We had 14 employees, now we have 7. And the issue was communication. So much time needed to go into trying to explain things and trying to expand context, etc. And I just wanted to solve that. So what I did is I asked literally my agent, my LLM, my folder, my system prompt, my whatever you want to call it. I asked it, hey, this is the problem that we have. I think we can solve it by creating a Telegram bot everyone can talk to. That was my first prompt. This is my initiative. The reason I come up with something like this is because I was facing this issue. I'm going to repeat it again. You solve your own problems, right? That's the only way you can create a suite of tools inside your own niche, okay? You want to solve problems in your own niche because otherwise it's guessing work. You can solve any problem, right? Like the COO of Uber COO, I think I saw this somewhere next. Let me see. Hi all. Oh, we have chat engagement. Wow! Boundless Films, love the stream setup, great aesthetic, just sent a DM regarding your retweet last week. I will check. Sleek streaming UI, lol, love it. Well, I love it too, thank you very much. How long did that took to make that?
2 hours.
2 hours. Hello, how can I send you a message for collab opportunities you said on X? However you want to reach me, you're here now, my friend. But I wanted to go into this for a bit. Whoa. Hello, I'm filmmaker making immersive and AI and thread. Where can I send you a message for the collab? If you guys want to work for us, you just got to send an email, man. If you send an email, send us your portfolio. We hire anyone. We do not only hire tier 1 creators, people with a lot of experience, but we also hire people with less experience that are eager to learn, that have a cool story to tell. The email is sent nadir@arc.life, please. Arc with a Q, my friends. The Uber COO says heavy AI spending is getting harder to justify. Guys, yesterday's stream, we talked about the biggest problem in AI, and that problem was the infinite iteration loop. You guys remember this or not? I talked about this. I talked about the biggest downfall for anyone working with AI is the infinite iteration loop. And here the COO of Uber is talking about exactly this. Now, I will explain what this means. AI can make it seem like you're incredibly productive all the time. It is able to change anything and everything, and it will always say yes when you ask it to do something. Even if after 6 hours you come to the conclusion that it might have not been the best thing to try, right? So now you have a bunch of developers, filmmakers, or anyone trying to build anything with AI that is constantly testing infinite things because they now have the ability to test infinite things. And then you get into this infinite iteration loop, and now you spend $1 million on API costs, and then you are going to backtrack exactly what you did, and you figured out that you saved probably 10 or 12 hours worth of work in a month time, but it costs you $1 million, right? So this comes back at how do you stop this? How do you prevent this from happening? By solving things that you know are solvable. No, it's not even the right way to say it. It's basically starting with problems you are coming across yourself. No guessing work. Guessing work will leave you in the void. And the only friend you will end up with is ChatGPT that will always tell you that your shit on a stick, beautiful business marketing proposition is a good idea and will sell billions, but we all know that that will not happen, right? So back to Farza, 1.1 million views in under 24 hours. Absolutely amazing. How do you start to even do this? How do you even try to build something that is being applauded like this? If you just start to build small workflows and you post about it. Step 1, solve your own problem. Step 2, try to compile it into a workflow that you can just deploy anywhere. Step 3, deploy it. Step 4, make a screencast of you deploying that issue. Post it. Optimize your hook and your post towards exactly that niche. I gave a beautiful example. You're a vegetarian Muslim that goes to the mosque on Friday, and you make a workflow that showcases what mosques are the shortest distance, or what mosques they speak English, whatever, right? I don't know. A niche. You optimize your hook for that specific niche and you attract the people that need that, right? And then you just keep solving problems in your own life to optimize your own life. This is a win-win. You can solve a problem that takes you 10 minutes every single day, yes, and now you save 10 minutes every single day, 7 days a week. That is 70 minutes. 70 minutes a week. It's a little bit over an hour you can spend on doing other things, or spend with your children or your sick grandmother, right? And then you do that again. And after a while, after a week, after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, you saved 1.5 or 2 hours every single day. And now you have a suite of tools you can sell to your exact niche, the people that face the same problems as you, and you can charge for saving them 2 hours a day every single day. Now, this sounds so simple that you're like, well, it can't be that simple. If it was that simple, everyone was doing it. Well, everyone is doing it, right? It is exactly how OpenClaw came to become $1 billion company. If you look at the story of this man, if you look at the story of the person that built this, I don't know his name actually. Yes, Peter Steinberg. he quite literally explained that he was traveling through Morocco and he built these small tools. His agent that could call him through Telegram, through WhatsApp, and he could chat it, he could book things with it, and all these very basic tools that everyone can build. First of all, everyone can build it, but first come, first serve. Everyone can build it, but first come, first serve. Everyone can build it, but first serve, or whatever you want to say. This is the truth. This is a human just like me and you. Sold his company for $1 billion, was traveling around Morocco while doing it. He built tools, not special. Again, we applaud him for doing it because he was the first. But everyone can do this, right? Because the tools are available to everyone. We entered this new age. We are not in this situation where Bill Gates was one of the only children in America that had access to a computer and then build Microsoft, right? This is just not the case. That was the case back then. Now that's not the case. The case now is that everyone has access to the same tools. Someone from Nigeria and someone from now, and to be completely honest, it's not too expensive, right? Everyone can buy a few packs of cigarettes every week. Everyone can buy a bottle of alcohol every week. Everyone's doing that, right? So you can also just save $20 a month and buy a subscription just to start off. Right? This has nothing even to do with AI filmmaking, but it can be applied on everything AI. AI filmmaking, AI building, AI ads, UGC, workflows, agents, funnels, whatever you want to say, right? Now, what he did is he built those suite of tools, then shared it with his friends, then it went viral, and I think 3 months later, $1 billion, OpenAI, they bought it. Basically, right? Or I don't know the exact deal, but that's exactly what they did. So that's what I wanted to talk about on this beautiful Sunday. It's the only thing we have to talk about, to be completely honest. It's like we now officially entered the stage, the new age of filmmaking, Backrooms Obsession. This is the title. The reason why I picked this title is because that's happening right now. Kane, how's he called? Kane Parsons became officially the youngest director ever to have a #1 film at the domestic box office in its opening weekend, only 20 years old. Big shout out to him, right? We can't hate on this. Like I said, just like Steinberger and Sam Altman and Farza, he is also just a normal human being. Anyone can do it. Anyone can go out there and sell their story. The entire world is changing and we're literally looking at it. And for me, I'm happy. I didn't want to do this stream today. I didn't feel like it. We're so busy with making the film, but I still did it. And I'm happy that I still did it, because every day something groundbreaking happens, right? What took years and years to happen, every once in a while something happens. Today we have a bear market, tomorrow is a bull market again, and then we have a bear market, and then we have a bull market again. The entire space, the entire world, the economy, the companies, the startups, the films that are being released, the YouTube, the TikTok accounts, the influencers, it's all doing this. Right? Who's relevant today can be completely crushed tomorrow, right? What the artist is doing #1 hits today can be canceled tomorrow, right? Not even talking about the fact that we can all die in an instant. We don't really control that anyway, but it's more about the fact that this is happening right now. You're looking at history. In 20 years, in 30 years, they're going to talk about this happening while the AI filmmaking space is rapidly growing. This is all happening while AI on the lot is also happening. This is happening while Spielberg is giving his opinion about AI, while he's also releasing Disclosure Day, while Kane Parsons becomes the youngest director ever to have a #1 film, while also Obsession is being released, made with $750,000 and does $100 million worldwide. That means that the entire playground is already changed. We're talking about AI is going to save costs. Meanwhile, Hicksfield spends $500,000 on Generations, while Obsession does a realistic movie with real people for $750K and 10x's that, 100x's that when going public. So we are now entering a stage where it doesn't even matter anymore if you're using AI or not, right? And one of my friends, he said this, he said, we don't really have to talk about, we don't really have to talk about AI versus anti-AI anymore because it's done. Everyone is already adopting it. Amazon already started MGM. They are already paying creators to make films. There's no speculation. There's no Hollywood is cooked anymore. They're obviously not. Hollywood is obviously not cooked. They just farmed the 20-year-old kid that made $80 million with his first film ever. He's 20. Where are they cooked? They just farmed Messi. They just created him. They literally snapped him into existence because they wanted that. Now we can make some decision. We can sit here and be like, okay, what do we want to be? Who do we want to be? Do we want to go into Hollywood or do we want to create another solution? Because that is the truth now. There's no Hollywood is cooked and they're going to be replaced. There's just going to be other niches, micro niches. I'm going to repeat this so in 2 years, no one can say they are the first to say this. Micro niches. When everyone can create anything, you will get micro niches. There's gonna be a father creating content and the only people watching that content is gonna be his family. Maybe a group of 15, 20 people, right? And that's the only thing that they are consuming. They are consuming his series, they are consuming his... We are all visiting our grandfather or grandmother, these family gatherings, sitting around the table and listening to stories about 20, 30, 40 years ago. I was with my parents-in-law and my grandfather of my wife. He was like, he told us the story for 2 hours. He was talking for 2 hours about him leaving Morocco and traveling all the way through France and then ending up in Holland. We are already listening to that. So if the tools become obsolete, what's going to happen? Those grandfathers, those same grandfathers, me, you, we're going to use those tools to tell these stories and tell our grandchildren because that's what we are doing. Right? So we are opening the gates to micro niches. You want to watch Backrooms, you can. You want to watch Backrooms with a slightly different ending. There's going to be another woman that's going to deliver to you that exact Backroom movie with that other ending. It's going to be micro niches. People are going to get exactly what they want. Now this is good and this is bad. Oh, let me preach. This is good and this is bad. The reason why this is good is because people are going to be somewhat satisfied. This is bad because people are never satisfied. If people were satisfied, screen times would be lower, right? If people were satisfied, the likes on X posts wouldn't significantly go up. 3 months ago, when you did 1 million views, you would get 2 to 5K views. Now we have certain posts that do 500K views with 12,000 likes. That means the amount of people that are consuming and liking, engaging is growing exponentially. Now, this is exactly why this is a little bit sketchy. This is why we're going to get Black Mirror type of things in the future. And we're going to get that. Because when people can get everything they want, when men do not have to go out there and find the perfect wife, but they can just tailor this perfect pornography film exactly tailored to what they want with their fetishes and exactly what they desire at that exact moment. Entire industries will collapse, but also people are gonna collapse. Now, I am just here starting streams like these because I have no idea what's coming. But I do want to have this timeline to look back and say, okay, this is where we came from. Are we losing track of the plot? Are we losing that? Yo guys, until when are you guys staying in Morocco? Until tomorrow or until next month? We travel a lot and we always fly towards opportunity. We do not really stay in one place. I mean, I can sum to you where we guys, like I lived in Dubai for 5 months and we traveled all the way to Mumbai, then we traveled back to Dubai, then we went to El Salvador, then back to Dubai, then to the Bahamas, then to El Salvador, back to the Bahamas, then to El Salvador, lived there for 2 months, then to New York, from New York to LA, then from LA to San Francisco, from San Francisco to LA, and now we're in Morocco, right? So and this is all in the span of what, 6 months or something like that, 7 months. So I don't know when we're gonna leave. What we want to do is we just want to create films and we want to be awake, eyes open, right? Guys, the opportunities are wide open. You can do whatever you want. It's really easy now. This is a really good example. I'm happy. Big shout out to Farza. Give this man a shout out too. But really, this is everything, right? This is 1.2 million views. And here you can really see the amount of people that do not only click, but like, obviously, this is an interesting phenomenon, by the way, guys. Pay attention. 4.7 thousand bookmarks, 8,000 likes. The fact that these bookmarks are so high is something good for Farzad, not something good for humanity. This is the embodiment of procrastination. Bookmarks is the worst thing that ever happened. I would also tell Elon Musk, if you can, please create this feature where bookmarks can be sent as reminders. Hey, you bookmarked an article that you wanted to read 6 years ago, you never came back to it, right? But because this is really, I always look at the bookmarks and I'm like, 99% of the people that bookmark never come back to the post. So I always want to scroll down to the actual CTA to see the amount of people, and from the 1.2 million, only 30,000 people scroll down to actually click, right? And then from those 30,000 people, only 343 liked, right? So now, this is very important because it just showcases how things work, and it gives me peace, and I think also other builders out there peace. You got to be consistent, you got to deliver. This post is not going to save your life. I'm now talking from the perspective of you posting it. We spend a lot of time in our career trying to jump from viral moments to viral moments, and then we figured out that our biggest wins came from just consistency. Michael Schamberg came through an article, not a viral article, just an article that did what, 100,000 views? Well, something that did 1 million views maybe didn't even bring us something as valuable as that connection, right? But again, you can do this too, you should do this too. In what form you're gonna do this, in what format you're gonna do this, how you're gonna do this, when you're gonna do this, it's all up to you. No one really cares. Everything goes viral if it's valuable, and I promise you that that is the truth. I'm just happy, I just wanted to show that. Is this about filmmaking or Twitter bookmarks? Someone says. Good question. It is about filmmaking, my friend. You can just watch it back. I think I'm sharing a lot of secrets that are useful for people. But I can repeat for you something that's quite important. What we are seeing here is the fact that we already disclosed, right? We already came to the conclusion that we live in an attention economy. If you build somewhat an audience, you're gonna end up with some sort of value, right? This is the truth. This particular example of King Parsons is the ultimate result that one could achieve. And because he is now the first, it is a given that we are going to see more and more and more of this. Why? Because Hollywood works the following way. When one thing works, they're gonna exploit that and try that as many times as possible until it's completely sucked dry, right? This is why we start with movies like Toy Story, and then it's 1, 2, 3, and after that you already are like, I don't really want to watch 4, I don't really want to watch 5, right? But this is true, they don't really take bets. The only thing they do is when something works, hold on to it and exploit it. Now, I'm interested to see what audiences are going to get their profit to the stage next. Now, why I say what audiences is because it's the audience that brings a King Parson to the stage. It's the strength of the community. It's how much conversation it sparks. Now, for films, it doesn't really matter how many people watch the movie. What's more important is how long does the conversation about the movie hold? And with Obsession and Backrooms, even the negative comments were amazing for the marketing of this movie because it keeps the conversation alive. Now we are spending weeks and weeks before this movie even came out talking about if he directed it, if someone else ghostwrited it, what actors are there, how big is the set. This was a topic for 2-3 days, right? 30,000 square feet or something like that. I don't know, but the fact that I have some idea of what the number is showcases how invested a lot of people online are in a story like this. And that's what made this successful. That's what made this big. And people actually said this. I saw this somewhere online. I'm not even sure where. When they were in line to wait for the movie, they looked around and they said the audience was different. These were young people. This is an entire new generation that gets brought back to theaters. Now, this is important for both Hollywood as for aspiring filmmakers and people that are trying to make a career off of telling stories. Can you bring a new audience that would usually not go to theaters back to theaters, right? For a lot of people of our age, the most fun thing to do on a Friday night is either smoke a joint or drink some alcohol somewhere in a club or wherever with friends and have fun, right? It's not nice. It's not valuable for them to go out and watch a movie. And I'm now especially talking about the newer generation, 14 to 20, right? This guy, he brought back people that were following him from years off of a platform like YouTube back to the traditional world. And that merge, that bridge, that's exactly what's happening right now. It's exactly what Obsession did too. And what you do with this, you should really, you either decide to spend a lot of time discussing if he ghostwrited it or if he is really the man that pushed out this success, or you're going to realize, hey, this is happening right now, and this is not the first time this is not the last time this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen over and over and over again until the entire filmmaking space is reformed. The Obsession director, he said, I was even doubting to release it on YouTube. The movie did $100 million, and he was not even sure if he wanted to go the traditional route. He just wanted to release it on YouTube, and someone is gonna do that too. Someone is gonna make a movie like that, of that quality, and they're just gonna drop it on YouTube. Because now that $750,000 they spend, and I mean Backrooms is still $10 million, so it's still quite expensive, that's gonna go down to, there's gonna be movies just as good, maybe even better, made for $50,000, $40,000, $30,000 by a one-man team, by two people, by two brothers in an apartment in Morocco, or just a Nigerian guy that's 17 years old and got $300 left in credits, right? When this is gonna happen, we don't know, but it's gonna happen. What happens when people can watch exactly what they want to watch on YouTube? What's gonna happen to the theaters? How are theaters going to have to change the experience to make it exciting for people to come, right? And not just for the people that love it. I personally love the smell of popcorn. Just walking into a cinema, it gives me this feeling of nostalgia. I like it, right? For me, it's a real event to go there. But that's not that's not only your target audience, especially if you have 4 cinemas per city, right? So it is up to conversation. I don't have the answers to all the questions. What I do have is an idea of where this is going. And this is going towards micro niches. Micro niches. Very small niches, very high quality productions. And they're going to be released on all sorts of platforms. It's either gonna be YouTube, and YouTube's gonna change the way they do things, or it's going to be released on Rumble, and on Rumble, there's gonna be some paywall. It's all about how can small creators make filmmaking to their living without being dependent on a Hollywood, right? So yes, reprogramming mind, cool account. Oh, he blocked me. Nice. This is good, guys. Oh yeah, that is very good. Thinking differently for good. Well, guys, that's it. I think we did it. Yeah, 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
33 minutes. That was nice. Awesome. Well, I'm happy. P41, what's up, man? Streams are back, now better. Cooler setup. Live on Rumble, live on YouTube, live on Twitter. We're just gonna do it every day, whatever it comes through. We are pitching this week to the first Hollywood studios, by the way. I can't say what studios yet, but we are pitching to 3 major studios. When I say major, I mean just major, right? I do not mean screening at Cannes, but in the city Cannes, right? Or some studio out of Kazakhstan. I mean just the big ones. So I will tell you guys how that goes. I'm gonna share in articles, in streams, what it is that they want, what are their objections. If we get declined, it's great news, because then we can actually see what are they looking for, how much are they willing to spend, all these things. It's important stats to have, in my opinion, and if they do, then it's also a great case study to showcase how you can build an audience online and get your way into the big leagues. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate the time. Come back whenever. Cool. We just got a $25,000 extra deal flow. Yeah, buddy. All right.